So if you want to get better at your specific sport, let's say you want to increase your sprinting speed, you're a wrestler, you want to increase your mat strength, you're a powerlifter, you want to get better at the bench press or the squat or the deadlift, whatever you want to get better at your sport. See, there's one secret to get better at any sport that you want to get better at. And it's actually quite simple. It's common sense, not rocket science. It's so fucking simple, but people just don't realize that because they're so much into like overthinking and all that stuff. So what's the secret? The secret to getting better at your specific sport is to do your specific sport. It's to get to practice. The best way to get better at sprinting is to sprint. The best way to get better at bench press is to bench press. The best way to get better to increase your mat strength is to go onto the mat and wrestle. The best way to increase your kicking power is to kick the bag. Punching power, punch the bag. See, actually it's so simple, and a lot of people like on social media, because there's so much information and there's so much like bullshit and training programs that people want to sell, and everybody wants to be special, get that special advantage. We often forget the basics, and the basics is to just do the sport. And don't get me wrong, of course, if you want to optimize your performance as an athlete, let's say as a sprinter, yes, squats, heavy squats to increase your strength, and then plyometrics to increase your explosiveness and all that stuff, that is gonna help you optimize your performance as a sprinter. And if you want to be good at sprinting, if you want to take sprinting seriously, and it comes with any other sport, going to the gym and strength and conditioning and all that kind of stuff, of course that is a necessity to optimize your performance. I'm not saying that, I'm not against it. I think strength and conditioning is great, but oftentimes when we're too much into like, oh, what gym exercise should I do, we often forget that the best way to improve your performance in a certain thing is to do the certain thing, because nothing comes as close as that to just doing the thing that you want to get better at. So it's actually so simple, and this should be a reminder to you, to remind you that like your training should be based off and should revolve around your sport. You train for your sport, right? You know, you're not a weightlifter. You go to the gym and you lift weights to supplement, to enhance your already training in your sport, to enhance, to supplement, okay? It's an addition to your sport, but primarily the basis of your training should be practice. Let's say you're a wrestler, let's take this example. As a wrestler, you primarily practice, and it's actually so stupid when you say it, but some people don't realize that, and I actually didn't realize that myself, but it's actually so simple that as a wrestler, your training should revolve around wrestling practice. That's the number one thing. And the way you get better at wrestling, even the conditioning stuff, is to just wrestle. It's like the 80-20 rule. It's 20% of the work that gets you 80% of the results, which is to wrestle. All the 80% of the work that you can do in addition, which is all the, plyometrics and strength training and all those exercising and balance work and jogging and sprinting and all that stuff. Of course, if you want to get good at wrestling, like I said before, of course, do stuff outside of your wrestling training, outside of your practice, like strength and conditioning. Absolutely do that if you want to get that competitive advantage. But don't make it your priority. Always prioritize your sport, your practice, because that's how you get better at your sport. And if you see like videos of do this exercise and your sprinting speed will improve like 10x and this and that and all that kind of stuff, just remember that literally nothing comes as close as just sprinting. Of course you can help. There's so many exercises that can help you with sprinting, like I said, like plyometrics, like squats, like all those kind of things, all those explosive movements. Of course that will help you become a better sprinter. But like I said, sprinting should be the base of your training. Your sport should be the base, the fundamental, the ground, the most important thing, like the sun, like the solar system, should be the sun of your training. And everything is like little planets, little asteroids flying around the most important thing. And you can do that, you can do your planets, you can do your strength and conditioning, you can do all that stuff, and you should do it. But do not neglect practice, and do not look out for like any secret exercises that will 10x your sprint speed or give you that competitive advantage, because there are things that give you an advantage, of course, strength and conditioning, but nothing comes close enough to just doing your sport at an intensity and getting better at your sport, doing the sport to get the condition for your sport. If you liked the video, please give it a like, give me a sub, and goodbye.